The jungle held its breath. The birds did not sing. The wind stopped in the trees. Even the spirits that whispered from the leaves fell silent. Waiting, Malik stood at the edge of the sacred cliff, his sword burning with ancient fire, the runes of the Brotherhood glowing along his arms. Arinola stood beside him, no longer just a princess now, a mother, a warrior, a vessel of blood and destiny. Her belly swelled full, her body wrapped in a cloak of red lion fur, her eyes sharp and ancient. 9 moons had passed. The child inside her was no longer just flesh. He was prophecy wrapped in heartbeat. And the one who wanted him was coming. They saw the clouds first, black, boiling, ripping the sky apart. Then came the screams, the dead rising from soil, bones clattering with war cries, shadows crawling across the earth like ink. Mabia stood at the front of it all, her skin covered in red clay, her eyes glowing white with possession. She rode a beast of horn and smoke, her hands raised to the sky. "Give me the gate," she hissed, "or I will burn this world to build another." Malik stepped forward, blade in hand. "Come and take him." Lightning struck, and war began. Malik fought like a god possessed. Every swing of his sword split demons into ash. Blood soaked the earth. Screams filled the air. Arinola stood protected in the center of the circle, surrounded by the Brotherhood, but her body was pulsing with power. The child inside her was pushing, ready to be born. Now, in this battlefield of blood and thunder, she screamed, not in pain but power. The baby came in a rush of red and light, surrounded by the thunder of drums from ancestors unseen. Her back arched, her hands gripped the earth, and as Malik turned to see her, he watched as a glow spread from her womb to the sky, and the child was born. He did not cry, he roared. The sound split the battlefield in half. Mabia fell from her beast, screaming, as the spirits around her turned to dust. The army of the dead was broken by a single infant's cry so full of life, so full of old gods, that the forest itself bowed. The baby floated in the air, held by Arinola's trembling arms. His eyes were black and gold. His skin shimmered like moonlight on obsidian. And when he looked at Malik, he smiled. "My son," Malik whispered, and the boy said, without moving his lips, "Father." Mabia rose one last time, crawling, broken. "You cannot stop me," she growled. "He is still of my blood. My chant is in him. He is mine." But Arinola stepped forward, her body glowing with the afterbirth of stars, her face soft and strong. She held her son to her breast, and as he suckled, a warmth spread across the battlefield. The trees lit with fireflies, the air thickened with peace. "No," she said, "he was born of love." Mabia screamed and threw her final curse. A spear of black shadow shot from her hands, aimed straight at the child. Malik stepped in front of it. It pierced his chest. He fell. Arinola screamed a sound, so high, so pure. The earth trembled. Her son rose from her arms, glowing brighter now, and reached out a hand. He touched the wound in Malik's chest, and the curse began to burn away. Malik gasped, eyes wide. The boy healed his father with light, and in doing so, he sealed the final gate. Mbia's body convulsed. The curse reversed. Her veins turned to fire, and she burst into black smoke. Her scream the last echo of the old darkness. It was over, and silence returned. That night, Malik and Arinola held each other beneath the stars, lying on the cliff where war had ended and peace had begun. Their son slept beside them, his small chest rising and falling with the rhythm of ancient drums. Arinola turned to Malik, her fingers tracing the scar on his chest. "You took death for us," she whispered. He kissed her palm. "I'd take it again, for you, for him, for what we built." Her hand slid lower, across his chest, down his ribs, to his waist. He shivered, his lips finding hers. There was no battle, now only need. Her body slid against his, her skin still warm with afterglow. He kissed her with a hunger he had buried from moons. She moaned against his mouth, her legs wrapping around him as he entered her slowly, deeply. This was not sex. This was home. Their rhythm was slow, spiritual, like two rivers meeting in silence. She gasped with every thrust, every motion pulling her closer to the stars. He whispered her name like a prayer, like he'd forgotten every word except hers. "I love you." She breathed into his ear. "I have always been yours," he replied. When they climaxed together, it was like thunder in the soul, beautiful, wild, and forever. Their son slept through it all. In the months that followed, peace returned to the kingdom. The king abdicated and named Arinola and Malik as the rulers of the United Lands. The people sang of a queen who fought like a lioness and a warrior who came from dust and became legend. But only a few knew Pitro for the full truth, that love had broken a curse, that sex had sealed a gate, and that a scream had saved the world. Weeks passed, like rivers moving through time. The jungle, once soaked in blood and sorrow, now danced with color. Butterflies returned to the trees. Children laughed again in the villages. Drums no longer called for war, they celebrated peace. And Arinola, queen of fire, stood at the center of it all, her newborn son in her arms and Malik at her side, crowned, not with gold, but with scars that told every story of what they had survived. The elders who once doubted her now knelt before her. Even the oldest priest, blind for decades, swore he saw her bathed in the light of the gods. But Arinola never let power change her. She ruled with softness and fire, firmness and grace. She held counsel with women, broke old laws that silenced them, and opened the palace to all people, not just royalty. Malik often disappeared for days, hunting in the wild with his son strapped to his back, whispering warrior lessons into the boy's ear. The child laughed like thunder and glowed in moonlight. He was not just human, but he was not a monster. He was both, and both his parents loved him unconditionally. One night, after a long feast in the village, Arinola and Malik slipped away to the cliff where they had once loved. Beneath stars and battle, the fireflies danced again. The same winds that once howled now whispered their names. Arinola removed her robes slowly, her eyes locking with Malik's. "You still want me like before?" she teased. He smiled, lifting her onto his lap. "More," he whispered, voice thick with desire. They made love again that night, slow, deep, sacred. Her moans filled the sky. His hands worshipped her curves like scripture. And when they climaxed, her scream once again rang across the jungle. But this time, the world did not end. It began.